to 5-Minute Explain. Today I'm going to introduce a new series which is called Currency Review. And basically I take different currencies from around the world and I review them. I give you a little bit of information and I give you my overall opinion. It's like another reviewing channel, except this one's for currency. Before I jump into anything, I want to show you how the bill looks. It's actually quite a small bill. This is my hand. And it fits over my fingers. It's not that big. I think about 5-6 inches, if even. It's so small and light, but I think this is used for the purpose of carrying. This would have been great in the USSR to carry around the money. And it's just so greatly designed. I think the coloring, it prevents someone from being confused on what this bill is. This is a green bill. Well, it's not supposed to be green. It's faded over time to a greenish color. It's actually supposed to be blue. So this blue bill with the giant 5 in it, that's amazing. Now, since the USSR is no longer a country, this bill has no value other than collector's value, which I think is a really great. I collected this bill. I find it amazing. What I thought to be appropriate to start off this channel series is a 1961 Soviet 5 rubles. Okay, first off, we have this basic overview. We got over here in the corner this very blank area with a 5 in the bottom. We have 2 5s in this ornate design. We got this centerpiece, and then we got the minting number, which is in the Cyrillic alphabet. We'll show into that later. Okay, so we got this 5 here, but what I think is the most intriguing part is the different colors they use. We have this darker green on the outside, and on the inside we have this yellow. Right here we got this green, and then we have this orangish yellow. We got this red, and then we got the 5, and then right there at the end of the 5 we see this darkish blue side of the ruble, and we're on an extreme close-up of one of those 5 pageants. And at first, we can actually really appreciate how ornately designed this was. We can see first immediately around the 5, we see these squiggly lines. Now, if you actually look at the 5 itself, it slowly shifts color from green to purple to green to purple to green to purple to green to purple. And that's mind-blowing how they could do this, so precise. Now if we come over here just to the pure green of the ruble, we see this interlacing locks of green circles with lines, and green circles and lines, and green circles and lines. And we come down on here and we see this star. Now the star itself I think is amazingly designed. It slowly changes from different colors, but not that it's changing from different colors only, but it's also changing different design patterns. We have a very dense, which comes to a very lacy, to dense, to lacy, and we can just see this from how dark the color is. Now we come over here to this piece over here. We come to almost like a fish stuck between a circle which has wings. That's crazy how they drew these small designs in to prevent counterfeiting. This is an amazing way of preventing counterfeiting. I think this is a great way how they tried to, in a way, include all the citizens, because not only did they write in Russian above it, but they wrote in the different languages of the USSR. We come down here, and we see almost like a bird with some sort of coloring. I think this is amazing to prevent counterfeiting. And we can even see the lacing around that, which is incredibly calculated to prevent this counterfeiting. Now we come over here to the minting number, which is of course in the Cyrillic alphabet. Now we come to this side, a blank side, the 5. it's amazingly built. It has lines across. From atop, it looks like just a green 5 outline, but now you come close and you see these lines perfectly put there to prevent counterfeiting. And now we have a big line in the center, which tells the difference between where does this ornate part of the bill end and where does this blank side of the bill. Now the blank side of the bill is actually put there so someone could understandably see the stars, which are only seen when you put up to the light, quite easily. Now we come over here to these little spirals, I would call them, almost like a snake. And if you actually look at the bill from above, we're seeing almost a solid line that exchanges color. Now we are actually seeing that it's very similarly designed to the green on the outside, and it's making these circular interlocks. Okay, so now let's go to the reverse. It's the reverse. And I think the reverse is very interesting because we have also this blank side, but versus the blank side on the other side, which was which was straight. This one's curvy. Now over here we have a tower on the Kremlin. Over here we have the sign for universal communism. And then over here we have this very ornate middle. And over here we have a topping to the bill. Over here we have a little more writing, and then the year that was published with, let's count out how many 5s there are. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 5s on this one side of the bill, so that means there's 7 5s in total. So if you ever had a question on what currency it was, what denomination of the currency it was quite easy to tell. Now we have the Kremlin right here, and we have the sign for universal communism. I just liked the back much better than the front. The front was very nice, intriguing with the different colors, but I don't think it really spoke to the Soviet Union's history and what it really stood for. This here is showing a building that maybe was recognizable by most people. This is, of course, a tower on the Kremlin. It's probably the most recognizable. I think this very large 5, once we zoom in, we'll see how ornate it is. So let's zoom in. This is a close-up from the reverse, and the first thing I want to notice is this right here. This padding margin on the bill. Now we can come, and I have us zoomed up onto the sign of global communism, which is actually a sickle right here, and then on the side there's a rocket. There's the wheat and then the communist star at the top. Now I like this line structure, which is all over the bill, encasing it, showing this is what you should focus on the bill. So now let's come down lower, and we have the different languages of the USSR and the minting date. The minting date, of course, is 1961, as I said earlier, but it's flanked on both sides by stars. Now we come down here, and we come to our first 5 I've really closed up on. Now I think this 5 is quite intriguingly looking because it's on this field of polka dots. Come over here again. Now we have a tower on the Kremlin, so we'll move up just to get the star. This is the star, again, of communists, but this is also a tower on the Kremlin. And I think this really does justice because on the front side it is ornately beautiful with color, but I think here we're seeing this detail of Soviet architecture. Now we come up here and we have this lining. The lining, of course, says stuff in Russian, and now we come to the CCP in 5. The CCCP means USSR. It's the acronym in Russian. Okay, now we have this 5 right here. And I like how many 5s this bill in particular has. It makes you not question what denomination you have. On the front you have 3, on the back you have 4. That's 7 5s in total. The 5 has a lot of different counter fitting moments here. So this is where I want to point out, if your screen looks like it has a lot of lines, curvy lines, your screen is actually not broken. That is the bill itself. The bill has many different curvy lines at different colors to make up the screen. That's crazy how detailed they put this. They put it to prevent counterfeiting. Now come here, we have this giant emblem. The emblem itself is so ornate that you just really have to look at it. You can see the different coloring, the different shading that they use. It's in the swirly design, the pattern. It's interlocking circles. Now behind the Russian lettering, we have the number 5. Again, to denounce the currency. Now let's come down here. And we have this here. This is another beautiful piece of architecture. Now can I come over here? And I just want to show the Kremlin, one of these towers. Now, one of the things I'm trying to point out here is if you see these dark things right there, that's actually trees. The camera itself just darkens everything, but there, that's trees. Let's come over here, and we're noticing this very nice ridge on the bottom. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to come to the blank side. So on the reverse, the line that divided the blank from the ornate side was a line. Now here, a straight line. Now we have this curvy line, which matches with all the curvy lines on the bill that's making up the image. I really like this 5 versus the 5 on the other side, because when you think of this, you think of money and power. I think they designed this greatly to prevent counterfeiting. And now we're coming up here. Again, this is another blank side, just show the stars, which I'm showing on the screen right now. Well, thank you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'll see you next video.